What's going on, everybody? This is Captain Obvious. You guys are the 11 crew, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Gaming. Alright guys, first up, Adi Shankar has announced that he is going to be working on an animated Devil May Cry series. Now that's awesome. Now Adi Shankar, he's actually the one who's been working on Castlevania on Netflix. I absolutely love this series. If you haven't checked it out, you should go check it out. It's pretty badass. But here's the cool twist. I don't know how he's going to pull this off, okay? Because he wants to cross over Devil May Cry and Castlevania. Now, they're owned by two completely different entities. He has the rights, like the movie rights, but the properties themselves are owned by two completely different entities. Capcom and I forget who owns Castlevania, but it's really weird. Now, it was rumored for a while that he was going to be doing a Legend of Zelda TV show, which, if you guys know anything about me and my channel, you know I absolutely love me some Legend of Zelda. So that would have been cool as heck. But it's Devil May Cry. It's going to cross over with Castlevania. Going to be really, really interesting. So it's going to be on Netflix. Let's see how this thing shapes up, because this is really exciting news for super fans like myself. Alright, so next up, I want to talk about something that's actually really, really interesting to me. You know how Fortnite has all these really, really popular dances, right? Well, they get them from a lot of places. Now, one of their dances, which is called Poison, they actually got from Donald Faison, who is an actor on Scrubs, which, FYI, was one of my favorite shows of all time. I loved that show. Anyway, they took his dance, and you can actually see it in a screen capture, which I'll try and get on the screen for you guys. And it's pretty much exact. Now, he was jokingly saying he was upset about it. I don't really know if he was, but he was like saying, "That ain't mine no more." Like that's how he was talking. He was being really, really funny. So they took his dance, and they sell these dances, right? They're making money off of other people's moves. Now, he's not the first one, okay? Rapper 2 Milli had told CBS News that he was really upset over his Milli Rock dance being used, because he said they actually sell that particular move for purchase. That's when I really was like, oh, nah, this can't go on too long. So they're taking people's moves that they created, that they popularized, and they're making money off of it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But also Chance the Rapper has taken a lot of issue with it as well, because they're taking a lot of dances from very popular rap songs, and they're just, doing the dances with no music behind it, so the artist can't get paid. And there's really no, I looked into it, there's really not a lot of law in terms of actual choreography. There really isn't anything kind of on the books to where artists are protected by their moves. Now that's silly to me, because you have artists who draw, who do music, and things like that. They're protected. Now to me, a choreographer is brilliant. Choreography and being able to put moves together in fluid motions and turning it into something beautiful, that should be protected as well. And it's very obvious, very evident that Epic Games is using these people's moves, and they're not compensating them for it, but meanwhile they're making a boatload of money. It's just not right, in my opinion. I don't think that it's something that should be allowed. But I've noticed a lot more of these articles started popping up, and I wanted to share it with you guys, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Alright guys, moving on to some Ubisoft news. Now, earlier last month I should say, they had announced that in the Rainbow Six's upcoming DLC, they were going to be censoring a lot of stuff. So things like skulls, violence, gambling, sexual references were all going to be removed from the game, specifically just to please the Chinese government, because it's just not allowed there. So they were going to censor the game for everybody for one specific country's rules. And this caused an outrage, an uproar. It's been going on for a while. Well, finally Ubisoft has decided that they're not going to do that. But that to me is such a huge debate. Forget the fact that they're reversing it. I mean, that's great that they're reversing it, because first of all, I think censorship in games of any kind is stupid. If there's a country that doesn't want to allow it, then you don't sell to that country, and unfortunately those fans get to miss out. But to censor it for everybody else, for one country's rules, I don't know. To me, that just, it doesn't sit well. I don't believe that one country should get to dictate what the rest of us get to see or play or view or any of that stuff. I'm not for censorship at all, but I'm especially not for censorship when it's just to please one specific group of people. So the fact that they're taking that out is fantastic. But let me know what you think about that. Do you think censorship is good? Do you think that developers should do that for, should tone all of that stuff down to please one country? Or do you think they should somehow try to make a separate version? I mean, that to me makes the most sense. I understand there's more work, but you're going to be able to please everybody else. Maybe just have a patch that only goes out to that country where it, patches all of that. It releases and cannot be played in that country without this specific patch that, removes all of the skulls and the violence and all of that stuff. I don't know. I just feel like it's a very hot button issue. I feel like that could be something that could be debated on both sides. I don't really have a point of view from the other side because to me, like I said, I just don't believe in censorship at all. And I'm not saying I have no problem with the Chinese government doing that. What I have a problem with is Ubisoft trying to tell the rest of the world, hey, we're going to censor you because we want to make sure that, everybody's on equal grounds. Now, how is it going to work? For example, if they did do the patch, like I was saying, in China, how is it going to work if somebody from China wants to play with like somebody from the United States, for example? That's where it's going to be hard, because ideally the games are supposed to have this, similar things. Like, for example, if somebody has DLC, you can't play with them if you don't have it. You know what I mean? So like if somebody has a patch, how are you supposed to play? I don't know. It's really tricky and tough, but I'm personally against it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. All right, guys, so something that has been on my mind for a very, very long time finally just came up today, which is really good because it got me thinking again, and that is Telltale Games. Absolutely one of my favorite studios. I loved their games. The Wolf Among Us is one of the best stories I've played in the games. I mean, they may sound really, really silly. I loved everything about it. I loved the music. I loved the way that they told the story. I loved their art direction. And for me, every game that they made was fun. I know a lot of people hated it. I hated their games. A lot of people found them boring. And I understand that. It was slow-paced. But I'm okay with that in video games when the story overall is good. And I thought Telltale was a fantastic company. I was really sad to see them go, but I was more sad with their behavior towards their employees and, not paying them, and their health insurance is gone, and they have families. And I can only imagine their struggle. And they put a lot of heart and soul and passion into their games. So I was upset, along with everybody else, when they had said that the last season of The Walking Dead was not going to be produced. But then I sat back and I'm like, you know what? We're all focused on the wrong things. Yeah, I may have pre-ordered the game. I may have put whatever, $20, $24, whatever it is, into the game. But that pales in comparison to the people who lost their jobs and the amount of money. And granted, all of us can't be saviors for everybody. Like, I have bills, everybody has bills, everybody's got things going on. But still, you can feel some empathy. But what I love is that Skybound Entertainment, now they had talked about it in the beginning, how they were going to pick up the game. Robert Kirkman, creator of The Walking Dead, he actually went on and finally said that episodes 3 and 4 are underway. So they went through all the legalities of it. They, because when a company closes, there's all kind of legal proceedings and things like that. So they couldn't actually start episodes 3 and 4. Well, they got all of that legal stuff out of the way. They brought on the people who worked on the game. So they're actually going to be getting a paycheck, which is awesome. And they're going to be putting their heart and soul into the remaining episodes. And I have a feeling that episodes 3 and 4 are going to be amazing. Because I think these guys have kind of a chip on their shoulder now to not only say, hey, we came back and we did this game for you guys, but this is what we're capable of. We are great developers, we're great people, we're great storytellers, boom. And I just have a feeling that episodes 3 and 4 are going to blow us away. I could absolutely be wrong. This is just an opinion, but I just feel that way. Now, I am sad about Stranger Things, and I heard that they were working with Netflix on story mode, but then I also heard that they let that skeleton crew go. So I don't know if that Netflix show, the Minecraft story mode, is going to be underway or not. I don't know. I don't think so, but again, this is just speculation. If you do know, let me know in the comments. That'd be great. But that was something I was really looking forward to as well. So, R.I.P. Telltale. Hopefully, those people find. I know a lot of companies had offered them jobs, so I'm hoping that all of those people are employed now. They're getting money. It's holiday time. Hopefully, their families are doing well. And finally, guys, I want to end today talking about the Monster Hunter movie. Now, I've never really been into this series until recently. I should say I didn't get into the series until recently with the release of the latest game on Xbox One, and I guess a bunch of other platforms. And it was pretty cool. I got into it. I liked the game, and I was having fun in it. And then I saw screenshots of Mila Jovovich and Tony Jaa from the movie, and they were like modern soldiers. They had assault rifles, and I was like, am I missing something? Like, is this something that I didn't see in the game, or is this game like different from the whole series? And then I started reading comments, and I realized no, I wasn't the only one that felt that way. It was just weird. Well, they've posted screenshots, and you can actually see Tony Jaa holding the giant jaw blade, and there's a great hunter bow. So it looks like they're kind of weaving in this story, and I think the plot was behind our world lies another world, like a hidden world full of monsters. So maybe the full gear and stuff is just like them in the modern world, and then when they discover this hidden world, then you'll start to see like all this stuff that you notice in the Monster Hunter games. That's what I'm assuming. The Resident Evil series is always going to be up for debate. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I thought it was good. I just drop my guard with that stuff. I don't worry about things sticking so closely. I just walk out of a theater and say, was I entertained? Did that somewhat resemble Resident Evil? And to me, it did. Having played all the originals and stuff, and I haven't really played too much of the modern stuff, but having played all the originals, I thought it did. I thought it did a good job. And I love Mila Jovovich. And I think that her and her husband will do a good job with this property from Capcom. And, but again, I'm one of those people that, like, I don't hold movies over the coals like a lot of people do. So you really can't take my word for it. I just suspend my belief, and I'm not a stickler for certain things. It's weird because I'm a stickler for more little details than the big overall ones, but I liked Resident Evil, and I'm assuming I'm going to like this. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I'm probably going to like it. Because, big guns, big swords, hunting monsters. I mean, what are you really going to complain about? So, anyway, let me know what you think about it. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Until next time, Captain Obvious out. Peace.